Hello, good morning, and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from a smart device application, Today in History, What Happened in Day in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Xander, and today is Tuesday, also known as Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. Looks like I forgot to put that in here. Actually, let's see here. Control save, AUD, UST, 9th, just to get that started. Alright, so what happened on this date in history, you may ask? Well, starting us off in the year 48 before Christ, during Caesar's civil war, the Battle of Pharsalus occurred, in which Julius Caesar decisively defeated Pompey at Pharsalus, and Pompey fled to Egypt. I didn't know Pompey was an actual guy, but then again, you know, everything has their names based off of people, for the most part, you know. Doing one hell of a time jump into 1655, Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell divided England into 11 districts. Oliver Cromwell, that's a name I recognize for reasons I don't know, so... 1778, Captain James Cook reached Cape Prince of Wales, Bering Straits. Alright. 1803, Robert Fulton tested his steam paddle boat on the River Seine, France, but it sunk. Oh well. 1810, Napoleon annexed Westphalia as part of the First French Empire. Well, where is Westphalia? Let's look that up, actually. Westphalia. Oh, Germany, okay. 1830, Louis Philippe formally accepted the crown of France following the abdication of Charles X. So that was 20 years later. Interesting. A lot can happen, you know, in 20 years. 1848, U.S. Barn Burners, the anti-slavery party, merged with Free Soil Party, nominating Martin Van Buren for president. And he later became the 8th president, you know, right there. 1854, American transcendentalist Henry David Thoreau published Walden. That's Walden's Pond was where he was, like, you know, chilling for a bit, you know, doing all of his writings and whatnot. Henry David Thoreau. I wonder if he was thorough, you know. 1862, Hector Berlioz's opera Beatrice at Benedict premiered in Baden-Baden, Germany. That's interesting. In Baden-Baden, I've heard that name before during the whole, what was the video I did? The Cern massacre, not the Celle massacre. Baden-Baden was involved in one way or another. 1877, Henry Morton Stanley's party reached Boma, Congo after 999 days, losing half of the 228 members. Dang. 1,000 days. So that's just under 3 years. Or not just, but like, you know, it's 2.5, 3 years somewhere in there. 1898, Rudolf Diesel of Germany obtained patent number 608,845 for his internal combustion engine, later known as the diesel engine. The Diesel. The original Diesel. Yeah. 1902, Edward VII of Great Britain was crowned King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions, succeeding his mother, Queen Victoria. Interesting. And he looks more like a statesman than a king. You know, he's not wearing any crazy clothes, crowns, and all that stuff. He's just a guy in a suit. 1905, Taikov's mother, Amanda, killed her husband after mistaking him for a burglar. Ooh, damn. That's, yeah, you gotta have communication, you know, or actually, I guess, I don't know why he didn't say anything to her. I don't know how the whole thing went down, but that's rough. 1915, British naval officer David Beatty was confirmed in the rank of Vice Admiral. Nice. And he's wearing his hat a little, you know, cockeyed. So, you know, that's a little spark of rebellion going on in there. 1925 was the only time Babe Ruth pinch hit for Bobby Veach flew out. I don't know exactly what this means, but it sounds cool for Babe Ruth at least. 1936, Jesse Owens was part of the U.S. 4x 100-meter relay team that won gold in a world record 39.8 seconds at the Berlin Olympics. This became his fourth gold medal of the Games. Nice. 1941, Winston Churchill reached Newfoundland for talks with Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Yep. 1 year later, 1942, Dmitri Shostakovich's 7th Symphony, dedicated to the city of Leningrad, was performed in Leningrad by starving musicians and broadcasted to German forces over loudspeakers during the siege by Nazi forces. Yeah, the siege of Leningrad, lasted for quite some time, and just one of the most brutal battles, and sieges in all of history, period. But at the same time, in 1942 as well, Mahatma Gandhi and 50 others were arrested in Bombay after passing out a Quit India motion and campaign by the All India Congress. Yep. So, wow, these guys were, freedom struggling, in two different areas, two different reasons. But at the end of the day, everybody just wants some bloody freedom, 1943, Bertolt Brecht's play Life of Galileo premiered in Zurich. Huh. Alright. 1945, the United States dropped the second atomic bomb, Fat Man, on Nagasaki, Japan, destroying part of the city. Yeah, here we go, the second bombing, Hiroshima, and this is Nagasaki. Singapore, in 1965, they separated from the Federation of Malaysia and gained their independence. Nice. Yeah, as I said, everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants independence, 1968, Yugoslav President Tito visited Prague. Alright? Cool for Prague and for Tito. I hope his trip was fun. Oh, here we go. Good old baseball kisser right here. 1971, Satchel Paige was inducted into Baseball Hall of Fame. Nice. 2 years later, 1973, Northern Irish guitarist Henry McCullough quit the rock band Wings, which was founded by Paul McCartney. 1974, Richard Nixon resigned as President of the United States, and Vice President Gerald Ford swore the oath of office to take place as the 38th U.S. President. Yeah, literally just, my dad and I were talking about this just yesterday, so this will be interesting. I gotta remember to take a picture of this. Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. I'm gonna take a picture of this right now, and then I gotta send it to him. So, yep, there we go. In 1981, PGA Championship Men's Golf at the Atlantic Athletic Club, Larry Nelson won by 4 strokes from Fuzzy Zoeller. Fuzzy. Fuzzy. Like who the hell is named Fuzzy? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't so fuzzy wuzzy. 1988, Edmonton Oilers trade Wayne Gretzky to the Los Angeles Kings for $15 to $20 million. Well, that's a pretty significant difference. Like, which one is it? Where? 17 and a half? Give me an exact figure here. 1992 was the last day of Test cricket for David Gower. Good. Stop with this cricket stuff. Make it make sense a little bit, It's kind of like, an old form of Blurns ball from Futurama, if you know what that is. They made baseball more fun. So, 1997, Just to See You Smile, single released by Tim McGraw, later received the Billboard Song of the Year in 1998. Cool. 1999, Russian President Boris Yeltsin fired his Prime Minister Sergei Stephenson and for the 4th time fired his entire cabinet. Wow. How many times you got to replace your whole cabinet, my friend? Yeltsin, obviously you're doing something wrong, just leave. Moving on up into 2000, the next millennium, South African President Thabo Mbeki unveiled the Women's Monument commemorating the role of women in the anti-apartheid struggle. Yep, good. 2001, U.S. President George W. Bush announced his support for federal funding of limited research on embryonic stem cells. Yes, this whole stuff we're still going on about today, abortion, legal, illegal, back alley coat hangers, the problem is a human one, not a political one. People just got to be more responsible for their actions. Stop going around and smashing and dashing. Stop getting pregnant. Close your legs. It's that easy. Just, here, pretend my hands are your legs, okay? Do this. Boom. Problem is fucking solved. 2002, San Francisco Giants outfielder Barry Bonds hit his 600th career home run. 10 years later, 2012, Jamaican sprint superstar Usain Bolt won the 200 meter at the London Olympics in 19.32 seconds to become the first to win 100/200 meter double in back-to-back Olympics. Nice. 2012 as well, during the women's Olympic football, the gold medal was won by the U.S., beating Japan 2-1 in the final. Dang, 2-1. I thought football was our sport, you know, like, I know the Japanese are like, you know, mean little guys, but I mean, how can we have such a close score? 2016, U.S. swimmer Katie Ledecky won her second gold medal of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics in 1 hour 53 minutes. Actually, no, I guess in 1 minute 53 seconds, or 1 minute 53.73 seconds. Why is it hard for me to read times? In the women's 200 meter freestyle, ahead of Shara Sjöström of Sweden and Australian Emma McCowan. Also in 2016, U.S. swimmer Michael Phelps swam 1 minute 53.36 seconds to win the men's 200 butterfly gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Defeated Japan's Masato Sakai by 0.04 seconds for his 20th Olympic gold medal. Wow! 20th. Good lord. Oh, huh. 2017, a giant inflatable chicken resembling U.S. President Donald Trump was placed outside the White House as a political protest. Yeah, so what, are they just calling him cocky? I mean, he already knows he is, you know? Just, he knows the pecking order, you know? I mean, you know, Trump really does have some nuggets, if you know what I mean. So, he ain't a strip, tell you that much. 2020, disputed Belarusian presidential election saw longtime dictator Alexander Lukashenko officially win 80% of the votes, but unofficially lost 60 to 70% of the votes to main opposition candidate Sviatlana Tishikoshina. It sparked widespread protests in Belarus and international condemnation. Yeah. Anyway, before we move on to births and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? You know, like post a comment in the comment section. You know, start a dialogue. Let's just talk. You know, continue involvement. Moving on in the births, we have 1648. Saw Johann Michael Bach. He was a German composer in Dolce Jubilo, born in Arnstadt, Germany, dying in 1694. 1776, we have Amedeo Avogadro. Was an Italian scientist who contributed to molecular theory, including what is known as Avogadro's law, 6.022 times 10 to the power of 23. Born in Torino, Italy, dying in 1856. What is this law, though? Is there a way to explain it without a mathematical equation? Let's see here. It is a statement that under the same conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volumes of different gases contain an equal number of molecules. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to add this in the underbar, definitely. So let's see here. And added. Alright. Who else was born on this date? 1782 saw Vicente Guerrero. He was a Mexican revolutionary hero, general, and the second president of Mexico in 1829. Born in Culiacan, Oaxaca, Mexico, dying in 1831. And look at that hair, like, you know. Let's see who else was born. We have Tove Jansson, born on this date in 1914. He was a Finnish author and illustrator for Moomins. He was born in Helsinki, Grand Duchy of Finland, Russian Empire, dying in 2001. Wow. So yeah, it was during the Russian Empire before they went Soviet. Yeah. 1928, we have Bob Cousy. He was a Basketball Hall of Fame guard. NBA Championship 1957, 59 through 63. NBA Most Valuable Player in 1957, and also 13-time NBA All-Star in 1951 through 63 for the Boston Celtics. Born in Manhattan, New York City. Cool. We have Rod Laver in 1938. He was an Australian tennis player in the 1962 and 69 Grand Slam, 11-time Grand Slam singles titles, and 8 times Pro Major titles. He was born in Rockhampton, Queensland. Cool. And in 1943, we have Ken Norton, was a U.S. heavyweight boxer who had 3 famous fights with Muhammad Ali, born in Jacksonville, Illinois, and dying in 2013. So just 9 years ago. Dang. 1950, Chris Haney was a Canadian journalist who created the board game Trivial Pursuit. He was born in Welland, Ontario, Canada, dying 12 years ago, 2010. So thank you for Trivial Pursuit. You know, always fun to have, like, you know, noggin games and everything like that. Although screw Boggle, Peggy Hill could take that to hell, where it's apparently clean burning. 1961, John Key was a New Zealand politician. He was a prime minister from 2008 through 16. He was born in Auckland, New Zealand, and he's still alive today. So, you know, he might still be a politician. I don't know. Whitney Houston, 1963, is a U.S. singer. I Will Always Love You and I Want to Dance with Somebody. She was an actress in The Bodyguard and a film producer, The Princess Diaries. Born in Newark, New Jersey, dying in 2012. Wow. So, Whitney Houston. Huh. I think I remember her hearing about her dying, but yeah, that's the name I remember. But 1964, Brett Hull is a Canadian U.S. NHL right wing, 8-time All-Star, 2-time Stanley Cup winner, born in Belleville, Ontario, Canada. And Dion Sanders, I don't know. Born on this date in 1967, he is a U.S. college / Pro Football Hall of Fame cornerback. Super Bowl 1995 and 96, an 8-time Pro Bowl, and was on the Dallas Cowboys. He was also a Major League Baseball outfielder for the Yankees and the Atlanta Braves, the New York Yankees at least. He was born in Fort Myers, Florida. Yeah, Florida man. And moving on into deaths, we have Trajan, died on this date in 117. He was a Roman emperor from the year 98 to 117. He rebuilt Rome and expanded the empires, and he died from edema at the age of 63. What is edema? So let's see here. Edema. It is a swelling caused by excess fluid trapped in your body's tissues. Although edema can affect any part of your body, you may notice it more in your hands, arms, feet, ankles, and legs. So your extremities. Ooh, okay, yeah, I see that. I've seen that in real life. Edema. Alright. Let's see here. Who else was passed away? 1962, Hermann Hesse was a German-Swiss novelist and poet, Steppenwolf, and he died at the age of 85. I have an ant crawling on me. 1969, we lost Cecil Frank Powell. He was an English physicist who discovered pion, pi meson, which is a subatomic particle. He died at the age of 65. Interesting. 1969, Sharon Tate was a U.S. actress, Valley of Dolls. She was murdered by Manson's gang at the age of 26. Ooh, Marilyn Manson. Yeah, the guy with the swastika. You know, yeah. Ay. 1975, Dmitry Shostakovich died on this date. He was a Russian composer, the Gadfly. Died of lung cancer at the age of 68. And Jerry Garcia, 1965, was a U.S. rock and bluegrass guitarist, singer-songwriter, Grateful Dead, Uncle John's band Ripple, Broke Down Palace, and a painter. He died of a heart attack at the age of 53. Yeah, I've heard about this guy a couple times, Jerry Garcia. I think Dad knew him personally. I'm not sure. Like, it's from his generation. So, and that concludes the show. Once again, you can check the underbar, the description, for any links that you may be interested in, including but not limited to everything OMNI Coalition. We have other channels on other platforms. Go check us out. Anyway, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 in the afternoon Eastern. If you live in any other time zones, well, I think Hawaii is 8 in the morning because they're 2 hours behind us. But I don't know. Anyway, I'm not your calculator. 10 in the morning Pacific time, you can figure it out. Simple Google search. Anyway, I am Xander, and you are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Until then, toodles! Let's go, Brandon.